continuation of the previous sessions, now I would like to talk about the challenges based on the following steps of development. The first step is the planning of individual development programs, establishment of development programs and the evaluation of results. Now, when we are talking about the planning of the individual development programs, we will focus on the tailored development. In fact, the tailored development means creating a learning plan that aligns with an individual's unique skills, aspirations and areas for improvement is there. Now, if we are talking about the large enterprises, so in large enterprises the similar type of the skills for which a group can be created, and then we can find out that is maybe related to the job knowledge or maybe related to the interpersonal skills. So, therefore, the training programs can be tailor made according to the whatever the requirement is there, and as we identify these training needs on the basis of their feedback from the superiors or from the performance appraisals or by the trainees themselves, the employees themselves, they suggest that is we need a training program in these future aspects. So, here within individuals whatever the unique requirement is there, a tailored program can be managed. However, it is also possible that is an individual will be sent for a training program rather than the creating the group, but most of the large enterprises especially, that is a similar type of the skills they are announced and then that has been sent to the different departments or sections, and on basis of that particular the requirement or the training program, the people nominate. Like I would like to give the example of the BHEL is there, and in BHEL like this they are also having this particular type of the tailor-made program practice. So, it involves assessing the employees current competencies and designing a development program is that, and that specific targets growth areas to help them advance in their career is there. So, when even though there are the certain organizations like BHEL, when the employees they have been promoted from the one managerial level to the another managerial level. So, for the next managerial level also there will be the tailor-made program, because earlier suppose somebody is promoted from the lower management group to the middle management group, then naturally the roles, the responsibilities, the leadership style, that will change, and here we can make that type of the tailored programs can be made. Now, while these programs are personalized, they are also designed to fulfill the strategic objectives of the organization. And as I mentioned this example, that is converting from this the lower management to the middle management or the middle management to the top management, the strategic management goals, and these type of programs that will be organized. So, employees develop skills that not only benefit their career progression, but also contribute to the company's success, and the adaptability in a changing business environment is there. So, we have talked about this role of the artificial intelligence and technology in their training and development, and accordingly we have suggested and discussed the different training techniques. Here also we will talk about the adaptability in the company's requirement or the goals are there. So, individual goals are required to be connected with the contribute to the organizational goals also. So, here we will take certain examples of the training techniques and tools, like for example, the case study. So, in this particular case study we have taken as an example where these innovation solutions, a leader in the tech industry found that their one size fits all training programs were not meeting the diverse needs of their management team. Yeah, there were these type of the practices earlier, that is one training program is announced and then there are no nominations, there is no participation. So, why? Because they were not the need of the people, those who require this type of the training. So, therefore, this will not work, that is a one size fits all, and this type of the training programs because you have those trainers, those who can announce only this type of the programs, that will not do. So, to address this company, they introduced a personalized development framework. Each manager underwent a detailed skills and aspirations analysis, and they fed into a customized learning plan incorporating the online courses, in-house training and the external workshops are there. As we have seen after the COVID, that is this online courses that has become the also very much helpful for the developing and the conducting that particular sessions where the here you can have the help of these online sessions. The plans focused on strengthening the identified the weaknesses and enhancing the existing strength is there. Naturally, whenever we are going for the planning any particular training program, first we have to understand whether what are the strengths are required in a trainee or the conducting the training program, and what are the weaknesses are there. Once you analyze that the strengths and weaknesses, and then thereby maximizing the individual's potential of his strength and increasing the job satisfaction, that type of the training programs that can be planned, because they are more customized. So, most of the time there are the chances the employees they are getting the development. So, this type of the issues they address the concern about, that is how personalized are our development programs to address the individual managers strengths and weaknesses are there. So, personal inventory of the every manager or individual is to be ready. So, therefore, he will understand it is where I am good and where I am required, the improvement is there, and wherever this improvement is required, the organization can support through that particular training program. Now, when we are talking about the effective platforms and tools for the development programs required, then we refer to the use of the technology and methodologies, and that facilitate the creation, delivery and management of the personalized employee training and the growth initiatives. So, here it becomes very important when you are talking about the online training programs or the even the offline training programs. So, would the contents, that is the creation and delivery, naturally that will be very much the focus on that particular group, personalized will be there, and as a result of which there will be the growth initiatives of the individuals that will be focused. With the rise of the remote work and on the go lifestyle, the mobile learning applications provide employees with access to training materials anytime and anywhere, enhancing the flexibility and the convenience is there. And nowadays, when your learning is on your palm, so therefore, in that case, you can use those mobiles, and through that, because of that lifestyle is adopted by the generation, they can easily access to the training contents. These applications supports the macro learning, which involves a short burst of the content for easy consumption, and the gamification to increase the engagement of the employees. The another case study which I would like to share is that is about the Remote Path Incorporation, a company with a predominantly remote workforce, and face the challenge of delivering the effective development program across various locations. They adopted a suite of the digital tools, including an LMS learning management system that supported interactive webinars, virtual reality simulations for hands-on experience, and artificial intelligence driven tutorialing system. Now, these platforms facilitated the flexible on-demand learning that was easily accessible to managers worldwide, ensuring the consistent training and development standards across the company. So, these type of these the facilities they are focusing on that is what are the most effective platforms and tools for the delivering these development programs, especially in a possible remote or by the hybrid setting, and therefore, the learners they learn about this particular type of this training material, or they adopt these training techniques. Another important aspect is the alignment with the career goals and the organizational objectives. This alignment ensures that the individual development plans not only cater to the personal career aspirations of employees, but also serve the broader objectives and mission of the organization is there. Naturally, the organization is providing this training program, so they are investing the cost, time, and therefore, there has to be the benefit to the organization, and that ROI on by developing the competency of the employees, it comes through that is benefits to the of the organization by meeting the broader objectives and mission of the organization. It is about the finding the intersection when employees growth contributes directly to the organizational success, and as a result of which when you are developing the manpower and the manpower contributing and therefore the productivity and the production has increased, and now there the employees growth contributes directly to the organizational success is there. With career goals and organizational objectives, when employees see a clear link between their professional development and the paths available within the organization. So, you are developing the employees, and when you are developing the employees, they are looking for a career path, and that career path is available. If the career path is available within the organization, then definitely employees would like to continue. It can significantly boost motivation and just job satisfaction, and this alignment helps the reduce the turnover by providing the clear career progression opportunities within the organization. So, everything is synchronized. When you are identifying the needs and objectives, when you are planning a training program for them according to the needs, the training program is also meeting the organizational mission and objectives, naturally the employees will get the opportunity for the growth and their career advancement will be there. So, all things are in synchronized and aligned in for the benefit of the employee and organization both. The another case study which I would like to take an environmental consultancy aim to ensure that their development program supported both the company's mission to lead in a sustainable practices and individual career aspirations. So, nowadays we are talking about the green technology, we got a green campus, we are talking about the green HR. So, everywhere when we are talking about the environment, so this company Eco Global, which is the environmental consultancy, and that they are having the support both the company's mission to lead in sustainable practices at the individual level, or they developed a dual pathway development program that allowed the managers to choose a track for their career. So, one focusing on the leadership within the environmental projects, and the other on the operational management. So, therefore, regular career planning sessions ensured that these tracks align with the personal goals and the company needs, helping to retain up top talent and drive the organizational success. So, naturally this integration and this on one side you are making the career planning sessions and they are getting the promotions and career path, and other side the organizations is achieving their goals. So, that will be having the retaining the top talent in the organization, and this drive the organizational success. This focuses on the issue, that is how can we ensure that the development programs are aligned with both personal career goals and the organizational objectives are there. So, this matching of these personal growth and career objectives, that is possible with the help of this particular style of interaction. So, when we are talking about the metrics for measuring the success and the ROI of development program, because every program which has been conducted, you will like to see that what is the return on investment is there, and in the return on investment of the development programs we can identify with the following ways. It refers to the indicators and data points. Now, unless and until you will not have the indicators, it will be very difficult for you to evaluate, and therefore, please have the indicators and development initiatives, and when these metrics help HR professionals and the business leaders determine the extent to which these programs contribute to individual performance and the organizational goals. So, here we see that is a learning completion task, that it is this metric tracks the percentage of employees who complete their individual development programs within time frame. High completion rates can indicate the strong engagement and the relevance of the content, while the lower rates may signal the need for adjustment to the program delivery or content is there. So, whenever we are having these individual development programs and then we see that is the ROI is there or not. So, naturally if you are integrating and making the mixing of the individual and organizational goal, so then the ROI will be high. But in the case where it is a lower rate is there, then definitely we have to work on that, and these return on investment, the ultimate metrics for any independent development program is return on investment is very important, and this is calculated by comparing the monetary benefits gained from the program, that is the increased productivity, reducing the error rates, sales increase, or there is some tangible and the measurable output is there. And with the tangible and measurable output, you are getting the ROI, calculating the ROI, then definitely in that case that will help you to continue that particular program. So, return on investment, the ultimate metrics for any development program is the return on whatever the investment has been made, and this is calculated by the comparing the monetary benefits gained from the program, that is the increased productivity, reduced error rates, sales and increases to the total cost of the program. A positive ROI indicates that the program is cost effective, contributing more to the organization than it costs to implement. So, here would like to take a particular case study, that is a FinServe partners, a financial service firms introduced a comprehensive metric system to evaluate the effectiveness of their managerial development programs. They employed a combination of performance metrics before and after program completion, and this employee the retention rates and therefore and a 360-degree feedback mechanism is there. So, here you will find it is the positive results are there, and they are able to make the employee a combination of performance metric before and after the program, and you can evaluate and compare. When you can evaluate and compare that particular program, you will find out the results. So, how to develop that metrics measuring success additionally the measure direct impact on business outcomes, such as the metrics can be based on the increased revenue, improve the customer satisfaction, the scores which is attributed to the better managerial performance like the managerial effectiveness, communication, coordination, planning or their organizing, and this approach allowed them to refine their programs continuously based on the empirical data. So, what metrics will use to measure the success and ROI for individual development programs? Here we will find out with the help of the appraisal of that particular metrics which is developed on the basis of the what are the contents are there and what are the results are there. So, once the result comes, we can identify and find out that is whatever is the working. This step recognizes the incorporating the manager's feedback into the program. Naturally, you will define that particular program. So, this step recognizes that managers play a crucial role in the development of their team members. By incorporating their feedback, HRM ensures that the individual development programs are aligned with the day-to-day performance and the operational realities of the department or the team is there. Managers are often in the best position to identify skill gaps and areas for improvement, and their feedback can pinpoint the specific competencies that need to be developed, allowing for a more focused and effective development program tailored to both the employees and the organization's needs. When managers contribute to the planning of individual development programs, it fosters a culture of collaboration and the shared responsibility for employees' growth. This can lead to the stronger relationship between the managers and their team members and the more cohesive approach to achieve the organizational goals. So, again I would like to take the another case study here, and that is the Healthcare United implemented a development program for the new managers and sought to refine it over time based on the participants' feedback. And established a routine where every manager provided detailed feedback through survey and focus group at the end of each training program. And this feedback was analyzed by a dedicated team to identify the common themes and areas for improvement. The changes were then implemented swiftly to change the curriculum and the detective methods. So, very positive the approach was made. So, there wherever the changes were required, the changes are made, and demonstrating the commitment to evolving the program to meet the manager's needs better. So, here we understand it is how do we incorporate feedback from managers into the ongoing refinement of these programs. The next issue is the establishment of development programs. So, after the planning of the programs on the basis of the need of the employees and then the focusing on that is the organizational goals and integrating the individual and organizational goals, we will find out that is what is the establishment of the development program. This involves the staying current with the latest leadership theories such as the transformational theories, the servant leadership and authentic leadership models. And these theories can shape programs to develop the leaders who are adaptable, empathetic and capable of inspiring and empowering their teams. With the pace of change in the modern business environment, the leadership development programs stress the importance of the continuous learning and adaptability. Leaders are trained to be agile, to respond effectively to change, and to foster a culture of ongoing learning and development within their teams. Here I would like to take the example of the Visionary Tech, a software development company recognizes the importance of staying abreast of the latest leadership theories to maintain its competitive edge. To integrate these theories into their development programs, they established a dedicated learning and development team that is tasked with the continuously scanning the latest research and trends in leadership. The team collaborates with universities and attends the global leadership forums to update the company's training curriculum annually. This process ensures that the training material remains relevant and incorporates the cutting edge practices that address the dynamic challenges of the tech industry. And this focus on the what is our process for integrating new leadership theories and practices into our development programs are there. And here we integrate between the leadership styles and developing the manpower. And as we see, there are new and new modern theories are coming out which are helping the people, that is the how they can develop their team effectiveness, they can work togetherness. So, blended learning approaches combine the various instructional methods like in-person classroom training, live webinars, online course and the self-paced tutorials. This mix caters to the different learning styles and preferences, ensuring a more inclusive and effective learning environment for the all employees are concerned. So, blended learning allows employees to engage with the training material at their own pace and on their own schedule, which is particularly beneficially for the accommodating the varied schedules of a diverse workforce. It also enables learning to be more easily accessible to remote or the global teams. So, the global retail group face the challenges of the training their widespread management team which is dispersed across the various continents. To address this, they developed a blended learning approach. The core theoretical knowledge is derived through the online modules that managers can complete their own pace, while practical applications leadership skills are honed. So, through quarterly in-person workshops and annual retreats, this strategy ensures that the managers receive consistent knowledge while still benefiting from the networking and hands-on experience that only face-to-face interactions can provide. So, here it focuses on and answers to the how do we balance between the online learning modules and in-person workshops or the coaching are concerned. So, collaborative educational enhancement means that the employees, managers and HR professionals work together and to identify their gaps and create the opportunities for learning that benefits both the individual and the organization. These HR managers and the employees they always are looking for benefit for the individuals and the organization. This collective approach ensures that the development programs are more comprehensive and aligned with the real world challenges and the needs. Such programs often incorporate peer-to-peer learning and mentorship, where more experienced employees share their knowledge with others. And this can take the form of mentorship programs, team lead workshops or the cross-departmental training sessions, fostering a culture of continuous learning and the knowledge sharing. The Clear Energy Corporation, an innovative company in the renewable energy sector, partnered with a leading technical university to create a development program specifically tailored to the needs of their managerial and the technical leaders. This partnership allows the managers to take the specialized courses related to the energy management and the sustainability that are the co-developed by the academic experts and the company leaders. Additionally, the company sponsors research projects and the capstone projects at the university, creating a feedback loop that is benefit both the organization's immediate training needs and the long term industry innovations. And as a result, we are able to answer that is what partnerships can be established with the educational institutions or the professional the development organizations to the enhance our programs. Refers to the inclusive development opportunities and providing the growth and learning opportunities that are accessible to all employees regardless of their the status background, industry or position within the organization, and this is aimed at the promoting the diversity and ensuring that is the ecosystem has the chance of the to the develop the professionally. So, development programs incorporate materials and methods that are culturally responsive and sensitive, and this involves creating the content that reflects and respects the diverse experiences and the backgrounds of the workforce, avoiding a one size fits all approaches there. These inclusive development programs are the structure to eliminate the biases that might prevent equal participation and advancement. HRM functions work to identify and mitigate any unconscious biases in the establishment and implement of these programs to foster equitable learning environment is there. Here I would like to take the example of these the health first medical provides operates in a multicultural environment with managers at various stages of their careers. To make their development programs accessible and inclusive, they offer materials in multiple languages and the formats audio, video, text, and ensure that training venues are accessible to people with disabilities also. They also designed the program to cater to different learning styles and paces, including the options for the early career managers as well as those preparing for the senior leadership roles. Regular feedback sessions help identify any barriers to participation, ensuring that all managers have the opportunity to develop and advance. Here we address that how can we make the programs accessible and inclusive to all management levels. When we are talking about the techno enhanced learning, and it is based on the technology, and this still involves using the digital platforms like learning management systems, mobile applications, and online collaboration tools to create the immersive and interactive learning experience. It enables the establishment of the development programs that are accessible anytime and anywhere, fostering the continuous learning. Intel traditional face to face training methods are often blended with online learning activities, and this hybrid approach can enhance the learning experience by providing the varied content delivery models and catering to the different learning styles and the preferences. Here I would like to take this particular case study and that as an example for the technology enhanced learning. So, auto innovators, an automotive industry leader, leverages the advanced technology to enhance their managerial development programs. They utilize an artificial intelligence driven platform that personalizes the learning paths based on the individual strengths, weaknesses, and the career aspirations. The platform tracks the progress in real time and adjusts the curriculum to address the pace and to style of the learning of the each manager. The virtual reality simulations are used for the scenario based training models, especially for the crisis management and leadership in high stress situations. This use of technology not only makes the learning more engaging, but also significantly improves the retention and practical application of knowledge. So, when we are taking this help of this technology and for the making them the enhance learning, then definitely it is helping for the purpose of it is the how we can make this learning more and more effective, and as a result of which we are significantly improving the retention and the practical application of knowledge. What was the purpose and objective of the training was there. Now, here this enhanced learning with the help of the technology we have discussed in the earlier sessions also, and there we have seen that is how we can make the use of the technology for the betterment of this learning process. This particular session that concerns and answers the question, that is what role does technology play in the tracking and enhancing the learning experience. As we were talking about, that is the continuous learning process and creating that environment in the organization for the learning perspective with the help of technology. Here we find that is with the help of this particular case study, that is how technology is playing an important role in enhancing the learning experiences there. Earlier we have talked about the number of these the aspects where the role of the technology and an integration of the individual's objectives and the customization of the training program and the training learning and methods where we can talk the different case studies with the examples which will be explaining about the how these metric driven performance evaluation and that will work. So, refers to the systematic use of these quantifiable data to assess an employee's performance. And this approach relies on the specific measurable indicators of the success to evaluate how well an employee meets their job requirements and contribution to the company's goals are there. For this purpose, there are the number of these appraisal and the metrics have been developed. Normally, whenever we are talking about the development of the metrics, we are developing these metrics for the evaluation purpose and that is about how we are taking the parameters. Against the parameters, we will see that is whatever is the result is there. Here we have talked about the customized training programs, and in the customized training programs we have to see the normally when we are having these quant based training contents. So, naturally we can identify that is the what are the results are there and whether these results are have been achieved or not. But whenever we are having these the qualitative based these metrics, then we have to understand that what will be the parameters which will be indicating that we have achieved our results or not. So, it is very important that is what type of the indicators we are using in the quantitative and the qualitative matters, because when we want to evaluate the success and then the success will be always indicating that is whether the job requirements and whatever the training program to the trainees it has been given that has been achieved. Another very important aspect is that is whether we are achieving the company's goals or not, because it is a very old say that is whenever we are talking about this type of the training programs and they are not measurable. So, therefore, this performance evaluation and the metrics creation it will be vary from the organization to organization is there. Somewhere it is the only practicals are there, and when on the basis of the practicals if the output because if it is a physical output, but the question arises when you are having this type of these training programs and the evaluation metrics the parameters for the purpose of the service industries. So, naturally when we are talking about the metrics driven performance evaluation, we have to create those the parameters which will be talking about whether we are having the aspect of whether the service industry or the manufacturing industry, or when we are talking about that is the quantitative parameters or the qualitative parameters are there. I would like to suggest that is the when we are talking about the metrics driven performance evaluation, then it should involve the setting the clear measurable goals. Now, it itself is a very challenging actually. That is the what type of I would like example like the team building or even the leadership is there. What will be the measurable goal? The training program which you are given to develop a leader, how will you ensure that is that person has learned that leadership qualities, right? And the answer for this step is there. However, we will be discussing the different practices also, but the answer for this is that is in a given situation. In a given situation and that is why simple example is like when the MBA graduates and they are having this type of the interviews and whether they have learned the leadership or not. And for the leadership, that is the one parameter is that is about in a given situation how will you interact. We are having these simulation games also, and in simulation games we try to see that is the with the playing of the games what the person learns, that is also a training method is there, and the matrix is there, that is in a given situation what will be your decision making. So, the decision making, the team building and the interaction and then because we have to see all these aspects whether that training we are providing that intellectual capability development, or we are talking about whether he is having the interpersonal dynamics through the emotions are there, or it is about the understanding of the theory, that the theoretical knowledge is there. So, therefore, these key performance indicators are playing a very important role, and these key performance indicators you have to develop your own. We can give some examples, so you will find certain case studies also, but what I will advise you, that is the you create your own KPIs, that is the whatever the type of the training program you are expecting with that particular goal, because the when we are talking about these the achieving that particular goal, that your parameters are to be very specific. I would like to give these example where we are developing the soft skills, and in the soft skills when we are talking about the communication, and in the communication we are having the different parameters, and in the parameters one of the parameters is the verbal parameter communication, one is the written communication, and when we are developing that particular metrics and indicators, then naturally there will be certain you are keeping these the tools where you are having the group discussions, or you are asking for the notifications or the circulations, and these are all aligned with the organization strategic objective, and the objective is that is the to ensure employees know what is expected from them. So, there should not be the misalignment, that is the your key parameters indicators. Very simple example I would like to give, and that is a designing of the performance appraisal form and the potential appraisal form. Whenever you are designing a performance appraisal form and the job, so you can easily match, that is the job parameters, job indicators, job performance, job roles, job responsibilities, job description, that has to be evaluated, and those parameters are required to be in the performance appraisal form. If for if you are designing for the marketing personnel, sales personnel, so what will be the indicator? Yeah. So, therefore, the indicator will be, that is a target achievement, whether the person has target achieved or not. But when you are designing a performance appraisal for the HR person, and then in that case in the their indicators, performance appraisal indicators, what type of these indicators would you like to see? And therefore, in that case you will like to see, that is whether the leadership quality and the culture, organizational culture development. And if there is a culture development is there, you will say that is there are the employees know what is expected of them and how their performance will be judged. I would like to also share for example these academic parameters. So, whenever we are talking about the promotions, whenever we are talking about the success of an academician, and therefore, its role nowadays is combined with the different pillars, and it is about, that is the whether it is not only the in academics you are a good teacher, but you are also a good trainer and the projects, and you are participating in the administration, and naturally the basically you are a good researcher. So, therefore, all these parameters in the performance will be judged, and every performance and parameter that will be given certain the indicators. So, here when we are talking about the metric driven performance evaluation, then in that case that creation of the KPIs. I am sure with the help of the following exercises you will understand that is the how KPIs are to be designed and how they are to be evaluated. Here I would also like to take one example of this case study of the fintech innovations leader in the digital banking sector, and evaluates the impact of its leadership development programs by using both quantitative and qualitative metrics. And these quantitatively they track the changes in the leadership effectiveness through metrics like the team productivity, right. And naturally when we are talking about the team productivity, the ultimate the goal which are required to be are achieved. Similarly, the project delivery times and cost reductions are there. So, when a particular task which is to be combined with a particular goal, and then you will be making the parameters related to the cost, quality and the time. So, when you are talking about the productivity parameters, the three parameters are kept here in this particular case study. They have kept the team productivity, and whenever they are talking about the this team productivity, and then ultimately it is for the project management, the project leaders. In many IT companies and software companies, we are finding that is a small project teams are made and they are evaluated on the team basis, and therefore the team productivity can be measured, and whether it is the with the time, quality and the cost which was expected, whether it has been achieved or it has not been achieved. Naturally, when you are taking about this particular example, then you also mention that is the what are the parameters for the quality, because as I mentioned in my this introduction of these sessions of these metrics, that is about the quantitative and qualitative, both parameters are required. So, when we are talking about the qualitatively, they gather data through the employee satisfaction surveys and the customer service feedback. So, earlier traditionally, when I was talking about the performance appraisal techniques, so that was the one to one comparison was there, or there was that it is your the CR, the confidential report, the essay type methods were there. And then we are learning from the 360-degree, and in the 360-degree we are talking about that is the superior, subordinate and colleagues are evaluating, and now we are talking about that is whether the employees are survey and the customer service. So, here we have extend our stakeholders for the metric evaluation. The parameter will be the customers also, and many times it has been seen that is even in interviews, many multinational companies when they are going for the selection and evaluative performance, they also involve the customer feedback, and which is very common in the academics, because the students feedback is always considered for the selection of the faculty. If you are experienced one, that is what was the feedback of the students, and as a result of which this customer service feedback in case of the industry is to cause the improvement in managerial effectiveness. This is now with the help of the technology and these apps, you find that is the way you just travel, and as soon as you reach to your destination, immediately you get that is what is the feedback. I have also got these request when I have boarded on the plane, and then the immediately after boarding the plane, the experience right from that is reporting at the desk to the entering into the plane, what type of the experience you had at the boarding gate or at the desk you have kept your baggage and all these. So, all these aspects are becoming so fast, that is a metric evaluation, and that is giving you the to guess the improvement in the where is because it is a team built work. So, one place like when we take an example of the aviation industry, so one place is where you are reporting. They're reporting to the desk for the getting the boarding pass. You might have the nowadays the soft copy of the boarding pass, but we are taking the example where you are supposed to take the boarding pass from there, right from there, and then what type of the experience you are having at the reporting gate, and when if you take the collective evaluation, the overall experience, then you may lose the steps taken in between the development of that particular matrix. So, therefore, direct and indirect impacts of their training programs and organizational performance, ensuring that they align with the strategic goals, and when they are aligning with that particular strategic goals, then definitely they will be able to come out that is the whatever the training programs are there, that has been successful or that has not been successful. So, here all these training programs and their impact that has to be measured. When you are measuring that particular impact, and that impact is can be the high, moderate or low, and then the corrective actions you can take by going into the detailing of these the steps, and then what step, and you can identify which is a weak link, and if there is any weak link is there, you can make the strengthen of that particular link, and this is giving you that particular concern, that is the what quantitative and qualitative metrics are most effective for evaluating of the impact of our development programs. Earlier, traditionally there was only the quantitative parameters were there, But nowadays we when we are talking involving the customers also, customer feedback is also involved. So, your stakeholders are increasing, the parameters are increasing, the indicators are increasing, and therefore, in that case you have to make the mix. The suggestion is that is about the mix of the impact of how to make the quantitative parameters and how to make the qualitative parameters are there. Now, I will like to talk about the longitudinal career tracking, and it involves the systematic monitoring and assessment of an employee's progress and development over an extended period is there. So, it is a crucial component for understanding the long term impact of development program on career growth is there. Nowadays, this is also very challenging, because the employees retention is becoming the very low, and therefore, here it becomes the difficult that is to go by the longitudinal career tracking. If we talk about the Z generation, so then the Z generation is working for the 18 months, 20 months, 24 months and then they are jumping to the another organization. So, here but we are talking about the large enterprises where the employees retention is high, then we will take these longitudinal career tracking will be there. So, right from the joining, now the overall performance, it is very interesting, that is the if you want to study the growth and progress of an employee who has worked for the 20 years in an organization, and the way you will be making this evaluation, the methods, then that will be very interesting, that is the how they are developing on this career growth path. So, longitudinal career tracking means the regularly assessing and documenting an employee's career milestones. So, suppose he has worked for the 2 years and then he has achieved a particular milestone, then for the 4 years he has achieved the milestone, there is a means more gap or there is a small gap. So, whenever there is a more gap is there from the one position to the another position, naturally it shows that that was a gray area where he was requiring the support, and this skill development and the progression within the company over the period of time. So, when you are making this type of the evaluation, so this allows HR and management to measure the effectiveness of the development programs and their contribution to an individual career advancement, because from going from the one milestone to the another milestone, here the training programs, they are becoming very important, and these training programs which are played by the organizations, then definitely that will becoming the instrument for the growth and development of that particular employee. And when you are measuring the effectiveness of these training and programs, after giving a training program, suppose an employee has given a training program for making this the effective supervision, and after the supervision he is supposed to give the output after this training program. So, after this training program, what is the time period or duration he was able to give the expected is that immediately the training program he will be able to give that effective supervision. But if after the even training program he is not was not able to give that particular effective output, then you are giving the another training program. So, this allows the HR manager to understand whether that particular training program or the number of training programs that has made their contribution to an individual's career advancement or not. Suppose that the training program is done after 2 years of training programs, one is getting that career advancement, it means that training program has not played a very effective role, and this type of the judgments that can be taken care of while you are going for this longitudinal career tracking. Here I would like to give an example of the case study also, that is BioHealth Solutions, a pharmaceutical company, established a comprehensive tracking system for the managers who have completed their development programs. It is a beautiful case study and example, because the many organizations are not practicing this. So, I am sure that is this input will be helping you that is in making these analytics, that is the how these longitudinal style of these evaluation of the training programs that will help you. I am sure that is the most of the organizations are working on that is only a period of time. So, from one promotion to the another promotion, but not from the, that is from the joining of that employee and then his career growth and success for the first milestone, then the second milestone, then the next milestone, and therefore, this longitudinal way which you will understand and learn that will help you and give the different dimensions for the how to make this the evaluation of the training and development programs and the outcome or the career growth of the employee. So, here when we are talking about who have completed their development programs with their HR software to monitor the promotions and the role changes, now more responsibilities or the higher responsibilities is given to the employee, then definitely the training programs will be applicable and the performance reviews are there. And if you take the consecutively 3 performance reviews, that will give you the picture, that is the performance is consistent or it is going down or it has been increased, and in between the whatever the training programs are supported and what is the outcome of the training program. So, over the period of time you will be able to understand that is the what type of these the inputs and the effectiveness of the training program are carrying on the to achieve the individual goals, organizational goals, individual's performance and effectiveness. They also use this data to create an internal benchmarking system, and that compares the career trajectory of the participants to those who have not taken part in the program. It is very interesting point. That is, you can compare, because you have to also see those who have not given the training program of his colleagues, where they are after this some period of time in the milestone, and those who have given the training, they have given the opportunity, they have been the part of the participants of the particular training programs, and after that where they have reached to their milestone. So, then when you are comparing these 2 milestones, right, so those who have not taken the part in the training program and those who have taken the part, what is expected? Naturally, the expected is this, that is those who have conducted this particular type of the training program and participants of these training programs, they will be performing better and achieving the milestone earlier. So, this ongoing tracking helps in this company BioHealth that evaluate the effectiveness of their development efforts in fostering the career growth and readiness for the leadership roles are there. Here, very important point is to be noted is that is the contribution of the training program. You are not just only developing the metrics and evaluating the indicators, identifying and measuring the training program's effectiveness, but it is the because it is a continuous process, and therefore, the culture, organizational culture also you can measure. You can find out where the L&D department, learning and development department, how much it is contributing and how much people are getting benefited out of this particular type of this evaluation. So, this particular aspect that focus on how can we effectively track career progression of the participants after completing the development program is there. Naturally, when you are talking about the selection of these CEO positions or the higher positions, higher responsibilities, you would like to see the past performance, and in that past performance you would naturally like to see in each performance what was the contribution period and then what was these type of the training programs which have been provided, and if those training programs which have been provided and they have become the very effective, so you will find it is a faster career growth is there, and it naturally depends on individual's ability and also the support which has been provided by the organization with the period of time. So, now we will talk about the continuous feedback integration, and when the continuous feedback integration means the consistently gathering the data on employee performance before, during and after development initiatives are there. So, you see that is the you are planning designing a career path, and when you are designing a career path for some period of right from the joining as a management trainee, then you are taking certain period of years and then you are giving them particular training, you are expecting to the next level, and the same process will repeat it. Now, in the next process he is again joining certain training programs, giving, and then it will be seen whether he has gone to the next position or not, and like this, and these continuous efforts which are required. So, this will be possible only when you are making this continuous feedback integration system and gathering the data on the employee's performance before, during and after the developmental initiatives are there. If this provides a continuous stream of the information to evaluate whether development activities are meeting their intended objectives. Now, it is a big challenge, because if you want to create a training development culture in the organization, these outputs which you are measuring, they are required to be the positive, they are required to be the higher. But if in those development activities, if there is no change, you are providing the training and development, you are investing the time, you are investing the cost, and you are trying to improve that outcome of that particular employee. But after giving the time and cost, you find there is not much changes there. Then definitely, of course, the corrective action is required, but this evaluation which we are talking about, with the if it is too late, then it will have no purpose. That is why we are talking about this continuous feedback integration is there. Now, what is the period of the continuity, and that will be changing from organization to organization, whether it will be 2 years or 3 years or 4 years, whatever the period of time they are thinking about, they will making these particular changes, and on basis of this period of time, they will be taking the first is, that is, information will come out whether your training and development programs they are effective or not, and second is that is the what corrective actions are required. So, by integrating this feedback continuously, you are ensuring that is your training programs are becoming more and more effective. So, HR can make an evidence based decision. So, you are having the data, you have the analysis, you are having these longitudinal studies analysis also. So, you are having the complete an idea that is, and that will give you the evidence based decision regarding the direction and content of the development programs. So, which programs are effective, which programs are not effective, which programs have been easily been adopted by the participants or the employees, and which programs that the employees are not able to focus on. So, this may involve the investing more in the successful training areas or withdrawing the resources from the less effective ones are there. So, as I mentioned, that is if you are conducting every organization is having the training calendar also. So, in the training calendar, they are talking about the different training programs, and when we are talking in the more successful training areas that you can identify, and then withdrawing the resources will be there when you find there are not much the training programs which are getting this evaluation. Here, I would like to give one example of the case study, that is the Global Logistic Corp. So, Global Logistic Corp relies heavily on manager feedback to refine their development programs, and they have implemented in the online feedback portal that is accessible immediately after each training session is there. And additionally, they conduct the semi-annual focus groups with program participants, so that to drive these deeper into the qualitative aspects of the training experience. So, here on one side we are having the immediate training feedback. So, therefore, these online feedback portal which has been taken care of, that is accessible immediately after the each training session is there. But there will be the semi-annual focus also. And when we are talking about the semi-annual focus, then we are talking about that is how these the conducting of these particular training programs, and those are becoming the very effective. And when you are going into these qualitative aspects of this training experience, then you can find out that is what type of the designing of the training program is required. And this structured yet the flexible approach allows them to gather the timely, relevant and actionable feedback that informs adjustments to the training content, format and delivery methods are there. So, when you are having these immediately after your training sessions, then in that case you will be having this particular type of the adjustments, you can take the actions. But when you, like it was talking about the semi-annual, and then when we are having this semi-annual focus, then definitely in that case that will be helping you to adjust and identify that is what type of the content and the delivery methods which would you like to use and continue. And this type of this feedback mechanism is focusing on, that is what feedback mechanisms are in the place to assess the manager satisfaction and areas for improvement in the programs are concerned. And time to time with the help of this longitudinal studies, and then you are having the continuous evaluation, and then when you are having the qualitative and quantitative evaluation also, when you are deciding the parameters, indicating the parameters, then definitely that will be helping you to develop a good training program. Now, finally, I would like to talk about, that is a competitive benchmarking. So, when we are talking about the competitive benchmarking in HRM involves the measuring the various aspects of employee development, performance and the retention against the comparable companies or the industry standards. And this allows an organization to gauge where it stands in the market and identify areas for improvement. So, common metrics used in the competitive benchmarking may include the employee turnover rates, training cost, employee productivity levels and time to fill for the open positions. By comparing these metrics, HR can evaluate the effectiveness of its development programs relative to the competition is concerned. I would like to take an example of the case study of the TechWave Software engages in an annual review of their development programs by comparing their outcomes with the industry standards and the key competitors. They participate in industry-wide surveys and collaborate with an independent consulting firm to obtain the benchmark data. Now, this includes the comparing the leadership development indices, managers retention rates and the innovation metrics. The insights gained allow TechWave to understand where they stand in the industry and identify areas where they need to invest more or differently to gain a competitive edge. And this is focusing on, that is how do the outcomes of our development programs compare with those of the our competitors, and that is why we have to keep the awareness, that is what are the different practices are there which are going to be evaluated with the help of the changes into the our training programs. Here then we will making the changes after our evaluation. So, we will say that it is an adaptive program development. So, this adaptive program development with the help of the case study of the Creative Design Studios, a dynamic advertising agency has developed a highly adaptive approach to adjusting their managerial development programs. They use a combination of annual strategic reviews, ongoing feedback collection and the trend analysis in management. It refers to the process of continually refining and improving the training and development programs based on the feedback and outcomes. Adaptive program development involves collecting the data on the effectiveness of the development programs and using this information to make these informed decisions. In the evaluation phase, metrics such as the performance improvements, skill acquisition, ROI are to analyze data and determine the success of the program. So, adaptive program development fosters a culture of continuous learning and improvement, not just for the individual, but also for the organization. So, by making the adjustment based on the evaluation, organizations demonstrate a commitment to the evolving and the supporting their workforce in the ever changing business landscape. These adaptive programs practices to ensure that responsive to the both internal feedback and the external market changes. Any significant shifts in the industry practices or the internal company strategy prompt a review and potential overhaul of the program content and the structure. This responsiveness ensures that the managers are always equipped with the most current and the relevant skills are there, and this focuses on how do we adjust our programs in response to the feedback and the changing organizational needs, because we have seen that is we have made the continuous evaluation and then we have find out with the external environmental changes, we have adjusted our programs and according to the stakeholders inputs also. So, therefore, how they are making the changes and the helping in achieving the organizational needs. Thank you.